Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I'm going to modify a watch. I'm going to try and do it live on camera, one continuous cut sort of situation. And I'm going to make some modifications to one of these little guys right here. This is a Casio World Timer / the Casio Royale. Absolutely neat watch, and one of the better deals, frankly, in watchmaking. And I'm going to go on ahead and make some modifications to it using some parts in a little kit here sent by SKXMod. First off, though, before I go any further, I got to let you know that SKXMod sent this little kit along. They reached out to me, said, "Hey, Nick, we know you got a video on the Casio Royale. We know you do some watch stuff. You interested in checking out one of our mod kits?" And I said, well, actually, yeah, I'm curious, right? Because I like the Casio Royale, but there are always some elements of it that feel a little bit cheapy, the plastic case, etc. And so I've been curious to see whether, if that would make any difference here. But I told them, as always, I'm going to talk about the good, the great, the bad, the ugly. I sent them a disclaimer on my website. Nonetheless, they did send this guy along. We have to assume this is the very best quality controlled one of these kits ever, and I'm doing my best not to let this affect the nature or the quality of my, well, process and review. The other thing that I've done here is I went ahead and I picked up a brand new Casio Royale. I actually haven't opened this, and I've only opened this enough to confirm that all the necessary parts were present, but I haven't done any other kind of background research or anything like that, and I should probably open up this Casio Royale, make sure it's working. Oh yeah, looks solid. All right. So anyways, let me go ahead and, let's see here. Get my working space ready here. And like I said, my goal is to do this as sort of one continuous cut here, such that you will get a real sense of what this looks like to do. Yeah, this looks absolutely fine, like a Casio Royale. All right, so let's go on ahead and pop this guy open and see what we have in the kit here. I've confirmed that this is, in fact, the Casio, and they include a different bracelet, which is supposed to be of higher quality. I don't know. Is it the same bracelet? It sure looks similar. But it looks like it has screw-down links rather than... Oh, yeah, it's got screw-down links rather than the Casio Royale push-throughs. That's very nice. By the way, this is going to be a journey. This is going to be an odyssey rather than a conventional video. So pardon me if there's, a little bit extra work here, or a little bit of extra time. So we got ourselves some tweezers. We have ourselves a couple of drivers here. Actually look to be of, I can't speak to the tip quality of them, but the rest of them seem okay. I got a couple of drivers. We have what appears to be, we've got a link pusher tool, something along those lines. Oh, a spring bar tool to adjust the bracelet there. And inside here, maybe end links. Or maybe it uses, there are no end links because it goes straight into the case. That's right, this is the end link. And then we got ourselves a couple of screws here, which I'm going to go on ahead and assume are the screws that we would use on the back of the case. Okay. And then, of course, the most important part, and the thing that is of difference here, we have ourselves some seals here, as well as the case. This is a full metal case. This with actual crystal on here. This is a full metal case for the Casio Royale here, which is very, very markedly different, as well as with a different bezel here than the original. So let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Are there instructions? There are not instructions. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's pop this guy open and see what we can pull off here. We're going to go on ahead and start by taking off, and I'm going to try and use the tools that they provide in most of the situations, but there may be places where I use tools of my own. I have my watchmaking toolkit right behind me here, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with a spring bar tool that they did not provide to pop that off, get this bracelet off of here. I'm curious how different the bracelet's going to end up being because, well, it's another bracelet. It just has better quality links and whatnot. You can see it's not folded metal. Here, I'll compare the two directly here. This is not also sized for my wrist, so I'll have to do that. But by God, this clasp looks to be identical, but this part here is, yeah, that's markedly higher in quality. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and remove the movement itself, and I believe we're going to be doing that using this Phillips driver here, going through the back. Really? Really, bro? All right. I'm going to go ahead and pop this loose. Not the greatest Phillips driver ever, but okay. All right, so I'm going to put that there. I'm curious. Well, I'm curious about many things here, but one of the things I'm curious about is that these screws look smaller. I'm sorry, the new screws look smaller than the stock screws in there. So, see how that goes. Pop this loose. If you're curious about any of the tools I'm using that are not from this kit, go ahead and check out nickshabazz.com/tools. And anything that wouldn't be listed there, I'll make sure to mention separately in the video. I've never actually taken apart a Casio Royale, so I'm learning things as we're going here. One thing that is worth noting and that they talk about on the website explicitly, this does not include a back, right? It uses the metal case back from the Casio Royale here, so we're going to put that aside. Okay, now how the heck do I get this thing out? The pushes here appear to be, and by the way, just to confirm everything is still working. Oh, there went my little seal. That seems to be okay, and it's got a little extra on the top there, so yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the seal from the case that they gave me, which actually feels a little bit thicker. So, okay, let's put that off to the side here. And what else am I putting off to the side? I can put this spring bar off to the side because I don't need it. Where is the other spring bar? Oh, it's under the bracelet. Okay, good. So, seeing that these buttons don't appear to, they just press on this. Here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little clearer. Yeah, seeing that these little buttons don't press in a little bit here, we should be able to just pull this guy out. But I'm going to be a little careful here. This is a lot of plastic in this movement. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're just lifting right out. Well, that was easy enough. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. So movement is still running happily, but what we see here is that the movement itself does not have... Oh, I think it's in demo mode. I forget exactly how to disable that. That's in the manual that I yeeted back there. But either way, what we see is the LCD itself is completely separate from the little surround there. So I'm going to want to go in there and fetch this surround out. Well, that was easy enough. All right. And so, yeah, this is the original case here. We can tell because it is plastic and has that plastic bezel. Let's go on ahead and put this guy down. Okay. So, to start with, I'm going to do a little cleaning here. I'm feeling like I got prepared for an odyssey here. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to... Here, let me zoom back out a little bit. I figured like this was going to take a good bit of time, but I really don't think it is ultimately. I'm going ahead and I'm cleaning out the inside here with some rubbing alcohol and a nice little cloth there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a microfiber cloth. I have about a bazillion of these at this point, and I'm going to get in there, and I'll use that to wipe up any residual stuff. Is that on the outside? I still have the screen protector on the front of it there. Okay, set that down there for the moment, just to keep anything from coming in there. Next thing I'm going to use, actually, this is it's a Bergeon number 5733. This is, all it is a blower, right? This puts a little bit of air down. And what this will allow me to do, and this is overkill, by the way, but this will allow me to kind of get in there and blow out any air that may be under there. And I want 12 o'clock to be along the top there. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to drop this little guy in. This is the original... this is the insert here. Wait. Is the insert hovering above? Is it supposed to be? Yeah, okay, that does look like the position that it's supposed to be in, so that's nice. All right, so there's that. Next thing I'm going to do is drop the movement in. And is there any kind of crud on there? I'll go ahead and just wipe that off to make sure. And then microfiber it off. I don't think I touched it, so should be fine. All right, now I drop in the movement. Okay, this is that as far in as it goes? No. This needs to be pressed forward a little bit more, but I want to do that very gently. I want to make sure that I'm not... Okay, So see, here's my hypothesis. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. See these little levers here? My thinking is that the movement doesn't want to press in further because the levers are not resting on the little pushers there. So let me push that out and then push this out. Come on. There we go. And so now it should be the case. There we go. And I should be able to, yep, okay, that's pressing, that's making the contact. We got the light. Now from this side, how do we look? We look pretty good. There is a little bit of relief still between the top of the movement, like between the screen and the display, but actually that matches what's on the original, so that's not far off. Okay, yeah, so that works. Sorry about the leaf blower out there if you're hearing that. Alas. Okay, let's go on ahead and just double check here. Do we have any gunction inside? I'm going to peel this off right quick. Make sure there's no dust in there that's going to drive me a little crazy. Not that this is particularly hard to do. Should have used finger cots if I was going to be fancy watchmaker about it, but whatever. All right, so now what I'm going to do is drop in a seal. A silicone seal and a little ring here. And we've got two of them, which is kind of interesting. I don't think we need two of them. Is there a size, or is there a positionality to them or anything? I don't think so. So I'm just going to use this little plastic set of tweezers here to kind of finesse it into its little home here. There's that. There's that. Are you in? It doesn't, like, fully pop in, but it sure seems to be in the right position, such that when I put down the case back, it should contact well. Let me make sure I didn't just land on it cleanly, so... Yeah, okay, let's drop this little guy right onto here. Is that really how this fits? I guess so. Kind of wish I had a pressure tester. Either way. All right, and now I'm going to use, so I'm putting their screws off to the side here. I'm going to put them underneath. Oh, sorry, guys. Ah, there we go. Zoomed out again. There we go. I've put their screws off to the side here so I can't get them mixed up with mine. I mean the original screws. We have 5 screws. I'm assuming one of those is a spare. And these are flathead rather than Phillips, which, okay. More watchmaker cred that way, I suppose. Looks like this is the size driver I need here. I'm just going to go on ahead and start putting this in. Okay, people, come on. And I'm not going to fully tighten anything yet because I don't know that I'm in alignment with the other 4 screws. So I don't want to start, you know, cranking one down only to have to loosen it again later. Oh, I bet the first smaller driver was for the spring bar. Although, how is this cheaper than a spring bar tool? Yeah, I don't know. Either way, let's go ahead and put that in there. And then after that, I will give this a tighten. Okay, just double checking that's properly oriented. This is properly oriented. Definitely feels higher quality. Certainly heavier. Let's go ahead and tighten. And we'll tighten over here. It's a thick boy. I don't know if it's that much thicker, though. We'll see in a moment here, won't we? It's part of the reason why I got a second Casio Royale to do this, because A, they're cheap and they're amazing. It's a watch I've given to many people and suggested to many more. Okay, I think I just over-tightened that a little bit, but I think we're okay. And there's no evidence of washer, the ring sticking out or anything, so I think we are all set here. Still hear the alarm. God, good God, that's heavy. Okay. So now we've got ourselves a brand new Casio Royale head going on. So looks better, worse? I don't know. To me, I think I like the new one a little bit more. But then again, the black plastic never really did it for me around on the first bezel. I'm gonna go ahead and put this screw back in with the that seal there. Now what we're gonna do is undo the bracelet here and swap that over. Fully plastic the bracelet here. I wonder how critical. Oh, that is a nicer bracelet. Just runs a little nicer. Oh, the other screwdriver's for the freaking bracelet. That's why. Okay. Yeah, because this is a screw-down link bracelet, which is actually very nice, by the way, for adjusting to your wrist. I'll show you why in just a moment here. But okay, so let's go ahead and pull that off. And we are good to go in this regard. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and put in the spring bars. Since this is a different bracelet, I really can't go off of the fit of my prior bracelet. They're probably just including spare spring bars because they do tend to go flying. Not like that, but okay, stop, stay. Good boy. Yes, I just referred to a spring bar as a good boy. This is the level that I've reached. All right, let's go ahead. Am I doing this from the right direction? I am absolutely not, no. All right, good thing to ask. All right, let's press you down into here. There we go. Beautiful. And let's do the other side here. Put in my spring bar. And push that in. That's good to go. Now I press this down. Only 17 minutes. Wow, I expected this to be a freaking odyssey. Well, no wonder they didn't have instructions. Did I? No. Okay, that's right. All right. So now we have ourselves the fully modded watch. Now I just got to size it up and get it right for my wrist. So we'll take off my other watch. Don't mind my terrible watch tan. Or actually, feel free to mind it. I really don't care. And let's go ahead and see where we are at in terms of fitment. I want this guy to be... Oh, boy. This bracelet is not really meant for small arms. Small hands, that is. We're going to be right at the edge of what this can fit. So, looks like I'm taking out 4 freaking links here, which is wild. Okay, let's just go for it. Okay. Gonna just remove this. And remove, hopefully, this. Yeah, this is a tapered link bracelet coming down from here to here, and as a result, you can only take out so many links before you get into the tapered ones where you can't remove anything more. And that's not ideal for those of us with very small wrists. That's 6.25-inch wrist, by the way. That's, by the way, circumference, not diameter. Okay, why are you not coming loose? There you go. So one of the nice things about a screw-down bracelet is I can just put this in there for the moment for a fit check, right? And then I can move on to the other side and see. Okay. Yeah, actually, that is going to work. Now on this side, I need to remove... Thinking... You know, before I make this adjustment, what I'm going to do is, it did just grab a wrist hair for what it's worth, but I have a lot of wrist hair to grab. I'm going to go ahead and fully tighten this guy here. like I'm gonna bring this to its tightest position. The tooled quick adjust. I'd love to see toolless quick adjust, but especially at this price, which by the way is about $200. Should have said that earlier. But anyways, this way, as I am tightening everything down, I am taking the right number of links. Yeah, see, I would have taken too many. Because it's always a good idea to leave extra adjustment if your wrist swells up. It's unlikely to shrink particularly. I'm going to try just pulling. I may end up moving this. I may end up adding a link back over here. But I'm going to take out one link on this side and see where that puts me. This part is not particularly unique to this product. This is just sizing a screw-down wrist bracelet, or screw-down wrist bracelet. Yes, I have screw-down wrists. It's a little-known fact. Screw-down link bracelet for your wrist. There we go. Pull that. Pull that. Pull that. Add this. I do like the amount of adjustment there. You've got 4 full holes worth of adjust, which is quite good. All right. That's pretty good. That's really good. That is exactly where I need to be, fit-wise. So I have a full fit. I can get a finger under there, which means it's not cutting anything off. And I also do have the option to tighten it up a little bit further. But given that, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just turn these screws the rest of the way here. Tighten the link down. And we are good to go. Do the same thing over here. And now the watch is fully adjusted to my wrist. Now what I can do is I can put some of this stuff away. I will use one of these little baggies here, and I will put the extra pins and extra links into the baggie so that I have those later on if I need them. Is that containing things? That is. This is a little tiny spring bar tool as well as some spring bars. Keep those around. I will keep the original screws for here and here. Beautiful. All right, now what I can go through and do is I have 2 of these watches here. One of them is the fancy upgraded version. The other, oh wow, you can see the difference. Here, I'll undo the bracelet here. Yeah, the bracelets do feel a little bit different. This guy is a little bit wider, it looks like, and definitely a nicer fit. You can see it's very close at the end link here than the original. It is worth noting the bracelet on both of them is a very different shade. Like this is a metal, but it appears that it's been very lightly blasted, whereas this is a much more brushed sort of metal. So if that metal finish change bothers you, then you might consider making some adjustments. But one thing that is immediately clear to me is the weight difference between these 2 watches. What I'll go ahead and do is I will take, both of these are now adjusted for my wrist. Here, I'll show you the other one. And yeah, this is also adjusted to my wrist. This guy here, the original with the original case, is going to come in weight-wise at 2.8 ounces, almost exactly. This guy with the new case adjusted to my wrist is going to come in at, come off it, there we go, 4.7 ounces. This is a bunch of extra weight. Now, for some people, this might actually be a nice thing, right? The weight difference, for, there are a lot of people, oh, cheap watches feel so light. They're not worth doing, right? That, to me, is kind of, well, dumb. Honestly, for me, I like really weight. It's personal aesthetic preference, right? But heavy watch equals good watch has never been a thing for me, because I tend to like lighter watches. But at the same time, for a lot of people who find the original Casio Royale, now I'm just getting rid of these little plastic things on the buttons here. People who found the original Casio Royale to be way too cheap feeling and light feeling, this will definitely make a difference for you there. So that's nice. What else do I have to compare here? The bezel, etc., look well, this obviously looks very different, right? But this feels a little bit more G-Shocky, whereas this feels a little bit more plasticky. Not that G-Shock's on plastic. One thing that is worth noting is you no longer have that injection molding, I assume, line around the outside of it here. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit, and what you'll see here is that, yeah, that is definitely plastic. This is most definitely metal. The case back is the same, but, yeah, there is that. We've gone to a polished flathead versus a very boring Phillips head sort of affair. The bracelet on this guy, as I said, this is a screw-down link bracelet, as opposed to this guy. We have to jam a spring bar tool in there and hope for the best, which is not ideal. The fitment of the end link here is relatively sloppy. The fitment of the end link here is quite nice, actually. That works. This feels like it has a more aggressive bracelet taper, which is nice. And yeah, honestly, here's the big thing, right? This is a $200 kit, right? And that's a ballpark, right? But this is, it's a chunk of change, right? And plus the, $35 or whatever for the Casio Royale. Question is, do you want a $200 Casio Royale? If you are a person who absolutely loves every part of the Casio Royale, but it's always felt too cheap for you, or something like that. It's always felt like, oh, it's very flimsy, it's plasticky, it's, a low-quality bracelet. In that case, this could actually be a thing that you're after. If you are a Casio Royale fanboy, or girl for that matter, and you absolutely love every part of it except the fact that it's, a chunk of plastic, this could be really compelling for you, right? Going to an actual crystal, going to getting away from the plastic, getting away. This feels like a markedly nice watch right here. The question just becomes, is this worth 200 and some odd, 30 some odd bucks for you? Right? That's a lot of money for a digital Casio. The nice thing is, if anything goes wrong with the movement, you can swap another one in for 35 bucks, right? And so that's good, I suppose. But, for the most part, it's kind of, there are going to be a class of people who look at this as like, Nick, this is the dumbest thing you've ever showed us, because who would spend 200 bucks on a case for a $30 watch? And the answer to that is very clearly people who like $30 watches enough to spend 200 bucks on a case. A little circular, but you know what? It tracks, right? So can I give a recommendation? Well, I want to wear it a little bit first. I want to get a sense of it. But my feeling is that there is going to be a class of people who already hit the order button because, oh my God, I get to finally wear my favorite watch in its highest form. And by the way, they have a bunch of other colors. They have like rose gold, etc. I like this color because that's just the way I generally roll. But they've got a bunch of other colors, which could make this, a very, very different statement. But, some people are going to love it. Some people are going to find this the dumbest damn thing ever. But, for me, so far, it's kind of neat. I want to actually give this guy a try, give it a wear, and keep on going on there. In terms of early downsides, because this video is going to come out, I think I'll probably end up doing a follow-up review once I've given it some wear. Early downsides, the things that immediately jumped out at me, I kind of wish they'd gone a little bit more serious on the clasp, right? Done something with like a toolless quick adjust, where the clasp is able to slide open and close. That's always a very nice thing. Something along these lines, although this clasp is very, very thick. But, something where you can very easily adjust that would have been a very nice thing. Also, this is going to be a little bit limited in terms of adjustment to smaller wrists. As I said, I'm kind of right at the edge with 6.25-inch wrists, so, be careful here. This could be not a great fit for you if you have wrists even smaller than mine. So there's that. And then I guess the other things, the weight is the other big one, right? If you like this because it is a lightweight watch, then do not replace that which is plastic with metal. That would be the wrong strategy, right? But overall, so far, I mean, if you're willing to pay that price, then you know what? I think it's a cool little upgrade. So anyways, there you go. I now have myself an all-metal Casio Royale, well, except for all the plastic inside the movement and right there. But I got myself an all-metal Casio Royale. I'll let you guys know how it ends up wearing in the grand scheme. But yeah, hope this has been interesting to you, and have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Hope this video was a royale joy for you. Okay, bye now.